When new eyes are first greeted by Chico's charm, they see the subtle beauty of its trees, buildings, people, and age. Canopies tower above old brick-red buildings as exotic leaves twirl to the supple soil below. They see these qualities and are drawn in by an almost mysterious attraction, but that's as far as they protrude in their new college home. What they can't see is why. Why all of these old buildings and old trees are still here today, still standing in a red-cupped Friday night college culture. But Michele Shover can.
Just the place you are determines a lot about your feelings about your life and about other people. And I think it adds meaning to life to have a sense of connection, that you're not here alone, you're not inventing the world, you're a product of lots of things that have happened. It's what people find actually when they go into their family genealogy. They're never interested, their parents are boring, their grandparents are boring, but when sometimes you hit a point in your life when you've gone through a lot and you kind of have a curiosity, why are my people like that? Why did this happen? And when you go back into your family, you start sorting it out. Things that happened in my family 100 years ago or more, I can see actually affecting my family today because we come out of a pattern. That's true of everybody. So living in Chico, you also have entered a pattern where you're making a commitment and you want to understand it. Or you come out of here and you may not realize the extent of your roots. But by the mid-70s, I was ready to buy a home, and I decided I wanted to get an old house, and I wanted it to be something I could fix up, which I thought would be a kind of relief from the things I did at work. And so I did buy an old house in South Chico, and I began to fix it up. I knew that it had been owned by the Chapman family. People would ask me, well, who was Chapman? I didn't know. I thought, well, I know how to do research. I should at least find out about this guy, so I'll know if people ask me. Set out that he had been a very substantial individual, that he had stood up to the anti-Chinese movement, that he had a significant position in shaping California state prisons, of all things. And it occurred to me, what else don't people know about Chico?
She has uncovered many of the minorities that lived in Chico during the 1800s and has produced numerous publications exploring the inhabitants of Butte County's colorful past, including its small African-American population, the local women of former Chico, as well as the anti-Chinese campaign of 1877. Shover was a teacher of political science at Chico State and was the department chair between 1978 and 1984. She even created a Women in Politics class that is now taught by Lori Beth Way, Professor of Criminal Justice.
Michele has achieved something that I think all professors want to achieve, but very few do, which is that she has a very strong connection to the community, and she's been able to use her abilities, her skills, her research to actually help educate the community about itself and provide community members with information they want about past leaders in Chico and how things developed into even being a town of Chico, which is just a great service to the community, and it's really nice to see one of our colleagues make that connection and to keep making that connection. She retired several years ago, but she still works every day and has
out of strains,
greater research output than many people who are still working full-time.
And the town you enter
so I think she's
has
also
all those stories, and you are becoming part of that story.
Kind of someone we can look up to hope that our careers will look like.
It leaves a mark. It's part of a force, if you will. And so you add meaning to your life by understanding where you are and where it comes from.